Welcome to Comms 301, Empirical Communication Research Methods. Over the course of this quarter, we are going to learn a lot about how communication researchers go about conducting different types of quantitative research. Now, in this quick intro video, I just wanted to introduce you to the course and kind of what it is that we're going to be doing over the next 10 weeks. But before we get started, I do want to mention a couple of quick things just so you can kind of understand the basic layout. If you look on your Blackboard site, you're going to notice that there are 10 different modules. But you're probably only going to actually see 2 of those modules. I will always let you have at least 1 week ahead, so that if you know something is going to be coming up, you can actually work ahead that way, so that you don't get behind. Now, when you open up Module 1, what you're going to see is you're actually going to see that there will always be 3 folders. The first folder is going to be readings. If you open that folder, it's going to be the same readings that it tells you to do in the syllabus. So it just kind of is a refresher so that you can know what it is that you have to do. Also, if there are external readings that you need to do for that week, I will also put those PDF files in there for you as well. The second folder that you are going to see is what's called the discussion board folder. Each week you're going to have at least 2 to 5 different discussions that you're going to have to complete. Now sometimes these are discussions about the content in the chapter. Other times these are going to be discussions related to the course project. So making sure that you are keeping up with these discussions is actually going to be in your best interest when it comes to actually completing the final course project. So do make sure that you keep up on all the discussions over the course of the quarter. The third folder that you're going to see each week is the assignments folder. If you look on your syllabus, and if you look at the schedule at the very end of the syllabus, you're going to see that there are different phases to the research project. If there's a phase that is due that week, there will be more information in that folder specifically about it. It'll also give you the due date and time so that you'll know exactly when different parts of the project are going to be due. Because I'm going to be gone at certain times, or there are certain things that need to work in a very specific fashion, please make sure that you pay attention to those deadlines, because those are pretty hard set deadlines. Because if we get behind on our deadlines, it's going to make it much harder for all of us to be able to complete this wonderful research project together that I have developed for us over the course of this quarter. So what are we going to be doing over the course of this quarter? Well, in addition to actually talking about the different types of quantitative research, which includes survey research, content analysis, and experiments, we're going to be actually conducting a full-fledged survey-based research. Now, this research project has actually been approved by the Institutional Review Board, which you'll learn more about during Module 2. Now what we're going to be doing is we'll actually be collecting original surveys, we'll be putting together an actual data set, and we'll be working together as a class to complete an actual communication-based research project. So that the tools that we are learning over the course of the semester are not going to just go unused. We will be using these different tools to actually conduct an original research project. So take a few minutes to familiarize yourself with the course layout, but also make sure that you completely read the syllabus so that you know what is going to be happening and what you need to have. Now, over the course of the semester, or the course of the quarter, sorry, there are going to be different readings, and so there are 2 books that you have to have. The first book, of course, is the Wrench, Thomas Maddox, Richmond, and McCroskey book, Quantitative Research Methods for Communication, a Hands-On Approach, published by Oxford University Press. And the other one is written by Pan, and that book is specifically focused on writing literature reviews, for those of you who do not have experience writing a literature review. In addition to that, you do need to have the most recent edition, which currently is the 6th edition of the American Psychological Association Style Handbook. It is a blue cover. Please make sure that you get it. Also, be leery of when you buy it online. One of the problems is in the very first printing of it, there were a number of mistakes. And so sometimes there are some less than ethical people out there that will be more than happy to sell you a copy for really cheap, but what you're not going to realize is that it was one of those first printings and it's actually going to have a number of mistakes in it. So please make sure that you do get the most recent version, but make sure that it's not a first printing. If you buy it from the bookstore, you probably are not going to have any problems with that, but if you actually get it online, you may or may not want to be very leery of it. If you get it and you notice it is a first printing, return it immediately so you can get a full refund, because they should not be selling anything that is a first printing. And it will clearly say so on the title page of the American Psychological Association Style Manual.